Welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. How's everybody doing tonight? I just came from Mike Harlow's stream, and figured while I'm sitting here, come and talk to y'all. How are we doing? How are we doing? As you can see, the microphone is back. I don't know what happened, but it worked. Shout out to King Nirvana. Welcome. Thank you for popping over and giving that support over on Mike Harlow's channel. Give me 1 second. Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Struggle streaming. What did you think? What did you think of the discussion? What did you think of the discussion? And what has been going on in the last 24 hours since we got a new president? I am happy. I am definitely happy. All right, let me tell everybody that we're here so we can get people coming on in. Hopefully, we get some new people from that we just met, and we will see. And everyone, live now. We are live right now. All right. Did you find where that video they were talking about? Do you know where that is? I didn't know what to look at, but I kind of want to see what they're talking about. It sounded weird. Why is my screen so small? Where you guys at? What's good? Talk to me. What is going on? Oh, Jesus. Let's take a look at what's going on with the Twitterverse. Keith Olbermann is freaking out. Impeach Trump now. I know it won't pass. That's not the point. A special Wednesday countdown podcast drops just after midnight. The message is simple. Introduce resolutions to impeach Trump. It won't pass now, but win Democrats in terms later. Like, bro. Shout out to Bunk Messer General. Welcome. Thank you so much for getting our boy here some cheese. It wasn't even regular treats. I had some cheese and it was just out for an extra day or so. So I'm not gonna eat it, but he definitely will. So yeah, what did you guys think of? Let's see what's good with our boy. Where is it? Culture Casino. Yeah, I really liked what he was saying. I don't know if he is a Christian or if he was just talking about Christianity in that context. But between the political stuff and all that, yeah, I really want to see him on this channel. All right, this is his highlight one. Let's see what we got. I thought it was gonna be the same. It sounds like the same. What should we call it? Opening that Mike has. That it's catchy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because Jaguar is going to take us for another ride, and not the kind of luxury ride that they're known for.
Oh, so at first I thought this was going to be about the ad campaign where they're like, "Oh my God, they're going so woke. Why are they doing that?" But 3,000 were called for fire damage.
No, this ride involves fire, recalls, and a rebranding disaster, which you're already aware of. And you wonder why there's real fire here. It's not their marketing department. It's their batteries. And if you haven't heard, well, get ready. Here we go. Just when you thought that it couldn't get worse for Jaguar, well, here comes the headline. Jaguar will buy back almost 3,000 I-Pace EVs due to fire risk. Well, that's one.
The EVs, that'll make a little bit more sense. We saw that like just a tiny bit, not a tiny bit, but a little bit of submersion into water, at least on the Teslas. I don't know about other cars, but the lithium-ion batteries just go boom.
One of many headlines out there.
And to be fair, 3,000 is not that many. I wonder how many were sold. We're talking probably about less than 1%. But let's see what we got.
Fire risk. Well, that's one of many headlines out there. It originally, all the way back in August, we had this particular headline that I have here on the screen. And this is telling everybody to, park them outside and get them, to the recall so you can fix the battery problem.
It says Jaguar tells owner of older I-Pace electric SUVs to park them outdoors due to battery fire.
And they were looking for a solution down the road. Well, it didn't quite show up.
See, but well.
And they were looking for a solution down the road. Well, it didn't quite show up. Obviously, this is the same company that spent decades building their luxury status, and a lot of people really desired and wanted these cars. And when they got them, they took very good care of them because
why isn't the thing going away?
They were always
go away.
Headed into the shop to get some work. So they're making some headlines now for a reason other than the doomed marketing campaign that will reach its apex on December 2nd in Miami.
That's what I was between everything that happened last night, and I just happened to not eat that much. So when I was had my drink, it wasn't getting wasted, but I had a little sour stomach, a little bit of headache when I woke up. And I get a DM from Mike like, yo, come on my show tonight. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And it's obviously, I want to hang out and talk with Mike. I didn't even know if it was going to be like just me and him or other people, but in terms of business connections, like, yes, it is good, but it's beyond that. Like, I really do enjoy finding new people to talk to, especially when I can bring it to you guys and we have new stuff to cover. If he comes on the channel and he and I have a discussion, then not only is that entertaining enough for the time being, but then when it's over, then depending on what it is, we could go over that. And it seems like you guys like when I cover my own work and try to pick apart what I did right and wrong. But it's all about the networking. And so that hopefully DebateCon will be another big thing at getting some new people. I saw other people. I got frightened. Oh, on the screen. What do you think? I was getting. They were all ganging up on me.
Marketing campaign.
Why? What does that mean?
Its apex on December 2nd in Miami. This particular bonfire on wheels is something that I don't think anybody wants. And hey, this may be a reprieve from their catastrophic rebranding of that campaign. Spoiler alert, it actually isn't. Now, in case you missed it, the 2019 Jaguar I-Pace has been recalled not once, not twice, but 5 times. At least that's since May of 2023. And now, for many of these cars, it might be the final time. There was a software solution where they updated the software as kind of a way to fix this issue.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you just just because my comforting approach. I get it. What is the Monk Master General? Thank you so very, very much for the $20 Cash App. My goodness. Yeah, but the replay, I like to be careful. But thank you so very, very much. Look at him. He can't even contain himself. Thank you so very, very much, sir. And of course, that means you, the new sponsor of the stream. Very much appreciated, sir. Yeah, Morty got a bunch of treats today, but that's the first dollar I seen, so very much appreciated. We all know that y'all love Morty more than me, but hey, I mean, he's gay, so you two could hook up,
Issue. Their results: 3 more fires. And when your fix causes more fires, well, that's not a solution. That's a disaster movie, and Jaguar is firmly in one. So what's Jaguar doing?
When is this from? This is from a month ago. Oh, this is from my birthday.
Now, well, they're
when was the ad?
Buying back nearly 3,260 to be precise of these amazing automobiles because they just can't seem to fix them. I mean, imagine being.
So this came out a month. His video here came out a month after that commercial. So we'll see if he brings it up. He's wasting on fellas. What are you talking about? Oh, he's well, I mean, I think that from what I understand, the gay community is a little bit different. So it seems like he's, if he's doing what the rest of them are doing. Sounds like he's having a good time.
Automobiles, because they just can't seem to fix them. I mean, imagine being one of the customers that are being told to limit your battery charge to 80% and park your car outside just a few months ago. Oh, you also had to park it away from buildings, trees, or anything that could be flammable.
Convenient.
Most things. Newsflash to Jaguar: the owners of these vehicles don't
like to go outside. It feels, guys, I cannot even tell. It's just because it's you guys here, but it feels so good to be able to just be watching the video.
Things. Newsflash to Jaguar:
what that smoothness, that smooth, that's why OBS probably is amazing, but I like my StreamYard.
The owners of these vehicles don't live in parking lots, oftentimes apartment buildings or homes or whatever, and they probably have another vehicle that is also combustible. So this could be a huge disaster. And of course, this is where it gets hilarious in a I don't really want to break down in tears kind of a way. In the midst of all this chaos, Jaguar is trying to rebrand itself as that EV luxury brand.
There we go. So he has 28,000 subscribers. So, yeah.
The powerhouse.
Of course, we hit the like button on every video that we watch because it's hard to make a YouTube video.
Jaguar is trying to rebrand itself as that EV luxury brand, the powerhouse that will compete with Porsche and Bentley on the electric front. If you can't compete with a combustion-based automobile, you have a history of electrical.
Actually, what's his Twitter? Boom. Let me get at him right meow.
Issues even during that era, and now your cars are catching on fire. I think you're only in competition with a firefighting team. Now, of course, there are going to be voices out there that are going to be defending the electric vehicles, and you're welcome to do so. There are many that work properly, and those don't seem to catch on fire as often. Statistically, EVs are about 10 times less likely to catch fire than gas cars. Well, unless they're Jaguars, of course. But
and then, of course, we were just talking about the Teslas.
Again, thanks to Jaguar, the narrative is shifting completely, not just from the bad branding campaign, which, believe me, we're not done talking about. Worse yet, for the fans of EVs, Jaguar just handed over a whole new bag of ammunition to those folks that they probably didn't need anyway.
Guys, I did put the link to Culture Casino's video that we are watching right now in the chat right there if you'd like to watch it without my commentary. King said, this is what caused the California fires. The advertisement. They saw the advertisement. People were like, you know what? Oh, burn it all down. Burn it all down. Oh, good one.
A new bag of ammunition to those folks that they probably didn't need anyway. Meanwhile, Tesla Model 3s keep getting dragged through the mud by the mainstream media as the most unreliable car. I'm not sure that's, well, accurate. You have to remember, the Jaguar I-Pace was supposedly the best car in the world. And now... Here's Jaguar.
See, that's the next thing. Is I got to figure out how to go from here. This is, again, a little inside baseball since we're just chilling. So go from here and do the is it though? But then get my my cursor back on this one. So I don't have that. You know what I mean? So we go, is it though?
Jaguar quietly buying back thousands of cars without a fraction of the same coverage. You probably wouldn't hear about this except for me and a few other dedicated car channels, one of which I actually have listed down there.
Yeah, I have not heard about these fires.
The Electric Viking. I think he's brilliant, a lot of fun, and very informative, so check him out. If not for him, I may not have stepped into this news story revolving around Jaguar. Now, if these I-Paces were a Tesla, we'd have breaking news every hour. Where is that journalistic energy for Jaguar? I wonder. So here we are with nearly 3,000 Jaguar I-Paces, putting a luxury brand's legacy on the line. Trying to rise from those ashes, literally dealing with ashes, is going to be a problem. I'm not sure anybody will trust this brand in any capacity going forward, especially since their entire future, starting this year, will be all electric. And for the last week, as you all know, this brand has become a meme factory, which I've been happy to participate in.
Yep.
And
Oh, look who we've got. Long time no see. Dylan Soup. Welcome. What did you think of the panel? We are just checking out a video here from a Culture Casino who was on that panel. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I was just on Mike Harlow's channel with Culture Casino and some other people just talking about Trump stuff. So I wanted to check out what he's got going on, but I also wanted to see one of the videos. We don't have to watch like a whole long thing, but one of the videos of where Trump is signing the executive orders. I think that is definitely worth covering. King says the best car is an old Mazda Miata. My dad loves Miatas. He loves them. RX. I'll take the RX-7. I'll take the RX-7.
A meme factory, which I've been happy to participate in. And even Elon Musk couldn't resist tweeting about the botched marketing campaign, asking, where are the cars? You have to admit, that's a pretty...
Okay, bro. Okay, bro. But you got the Cybertruck, so we can't really talk. So it was nice seeing you and Mike hanging out again. I was surprised to see Culture Casino on the panel. I usually watch or try to watch his morning show. Word up, yeah. This is the first time hearing of him. But like I said, it's so many. And then the cherry on top. The cherry on top. When you reference How I Met Your Mother, that's a big Ted Mosby heart grab moment. God, I love that. King said he blended in super well. Don't you feel that? That's the way it appeared to me. I don't. Well, what do you blend in? As in, like I felt comfortable, or blend in like I didn't stand out? Yeah. You answer that, and then I'll answer you.
Botched marketing campaign, asking, where are the cars? You have to admit, that's a pretty savage takedown in just 4 words. Now, here's my question to you, as I'm about out of words myself. Would you ever buy a Jaguar EV after all of this, now that you know about it, since the media is not covering it? And do you believe that Jaguar can bounce back?
And look at that, man. Culture Casino already hit me back. Just the amount of respect for clearly a smaller creator, but just the openness. Very much appreciated, man.
I don't, and at least, 30-some thousand of you on yesterday's video seem to think they were doomed. Is this the beginning of the end for a once powerful name? One of the biggest names in luxury sedans? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And do you think this actually produces some concerns about Land Rover and Range Rover when they go fully electric? I would say it does. And while you're down there giving me those comments, be sure to hit the like button, double check that you're still subscribed to the channel, and that you turn all your notifications on because you don't want to miss anything. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, this is the time to do it. It's absolutely free, and you'll be helping me get to 50K. And in advance, I'll just say thank you. Oh, and if you...
And also, get me to 5K.
Notice you've been unsubscribed, do me and yourself a favor if you like my content. Watch not only this video, but another one that is on my channel, and that will increase your chance of not being unsubscribed next time.
Okay, I think the rest is all promo, and again, definitely go follow, but we don't really need to see that. So meshed, go with the flow, like fly like a butterfly, and stinged like a bee. Well, thank you. It's a weird thing when you're used to doing a show on your own, and like the setup of like where the comments are and everything is the same. So I'm like looking at, and I put his YouTube chat in the same spot. And so like, it was very similar to what I'm used to here, but I'm like here clicking on comments and it's not my stream. It doesn't work like that. But thank you. It is definitely different. And, it's fun to have more of that variety of what are we talking about? What is, what's out there to be said. So thank you. All right, let's see. Trump, there we go. Trump signing executive orders. Let's give it too long. 3 hours maybe? Come on, give me like a 14. Okay. 14 minutes. So let's see what he's got. Boom, boom.
You and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans.
I don't know if we'll see how that audio is. I assume that his audio is mic'd better. But they're talking about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans.
What changed that you're not worried about that anymore?
They came to Texas.
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal, or I may do the deal.
Okay, then hold on. Come on, man. All right, so we'll just go with one.
Sir?
This is it.
Yes, sir. First, we have a list of pardons and commutations relating to events that occurred on January 6th.
All right, that's a good place to start.
Okay, and how many people is this?
I think this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages.
Hostages they are. You see, when you're with strangers, I'm sure it's not all very synergistic, but y'all found the groove. Yeah, it definitely is weird to find that time to jump in and like, am I talking too much, or I want to be able to get my my stuff in there. But similar to Discord, like when you're new to the Discord, there's a vibe, and it's just about feeling out the room. Like clearly, if it was my show, then I'd be a little bit more comfortable, kind of like driving the conversations, throwing in little comments, talking over people real quick. But because it's not my show, then I want to step back a little bit. But that's me. Like when somebody says something, I'm gonna say what I think. But it is what it is. Shout out to Collector Invest. Said, how in the world is an 1889 $3 gold coin? Make it in bank quarter rolls. Quarters roll. I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe Trump will answer it for us. Let's see. Welcome to the party.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500
Thank you.
for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutations?
Full pardon.
Full.
We have about 6 commutations in there.
So that's what we're talking about with the start. There's 6 people where they're like, all right, let's take a look at this.
Where we're doing further research. Nice to see you again. So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope to get it. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. We're expecting it.
And then listen to this.
Approximately 1,500 people.
And then I think the guy who's handing the bills, I believe.
Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not need for pardon?
We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look, and maybe it'll stay that way, or it'll go to full pardon.
And the order does require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders.
So as soon, this was streamed live. So as soon as that went in, whatever process they need, get them out of there. There was a video I saw of a guy cutting off his ankle monitor. He was like, let me see if I can find it.
Require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders. Sir, this is
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely. This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion based on the current crisis at the southern border. It invokes various executive powers relating to the ongoing invasion at the southern border.
I don't see it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Oh, okay, never mind. I saw this thumbnail, and I thought this was after she said all that bullshit, but not quite. I'm looking for something else though. All right.
Mr. President, what makes you confident that those are not going to be blocked by the courts?
I don't think they will. I don't think they can be. They're very straight up. Why don't you take
Straight
that?
up. Oh, the courts are so straight up. All right, here we go. This is our boy. January 6th, a writer celebrates cutting his ankle monitor. Free at last. Oh, free at last. Oh, the cherry on top, the MLK quote on MLK Day.
Free at last. I feel justice was prevailed today. And like I kept saying from the very beginning, it was a two-tier justice system under the Biden administration. He pardoned his own son. I just walked in the Capitol to peacefully protest. I'm not charged with violence. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't destroy property. So therefore, yes, it's very accurate what he just did today as far as giving us that full pardon. So I agree with the 100%, obviously, and happy about this and ready to get on with my life.
There we go. There we go. And shout out to TikTok. King said Trump's looking a bit healthier. Am I making that up? No, there was, I don't know if healthier is the word I would use, but he looks comfortable. He looks ready. He looks like the stress of, I don't know, can I do this? I don't know what's going on. It seems to just not be there. He's already done this. So yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think I see what you are seeing as well. Funkmaster General. Actually, pull this right down. Yeah. Funkmaster General. It seems the mayor isn't letting any more of them out.
What?
How? What? What? He just signed an executive order from the Senate president. What you mean? What you mean? Hey, shout out to Unwanted Bo. Welcome to the party. Morty's getting cheese today. That's right. Every donation comes with a treat for Morty. I want to post it free at last. Glad we're out of the 4-year nightmare. Indeed. And I always feel obligated to reiterate that absolutely we are out of this 4-year nightmare. We won the mandate, the popular vote, all of that. But that doesn't mean that we can all just sit back and be like, oh, yeah, things are cool. The work starts now. But you are goddamn right. Thank you, sir. We also got M169 in the building. She looks ready for business and confident. Yep. Hey, shout out to T, the Viewerski. Welcome. Is that where you first saw me on Mike's channel? Was I on Mike's channel, or was he on this channel, or something like that? Like, is he the reason that you found this? Because I didn't, I don't remember when all this stuff happens. But yeah, Jimmy Dore's jealous of his hair. I mean, remember when everybody was making fun of the hair? They thought it was fake. I thought it was fake. But 10 years later, it's a little thinner. It's a little thinner in the thing. And it, of course, is a comb over, but like, it's his hair. Oh, wrong one.
They will. I don't think they can be. They're very straight up. Why don't you take that and go over here? Could you get him over here, not on the side angle? Do you mind? Just go right over here with your friends.
A TV man.
Okay.
A TV.
Sir, this is an executive order realigning the United States refugee admission program to better align with American principles and American interests.
The loudest marker in the world.
Okay.
I feel like that's also a very, like, I want to take a look at some other presidential signatures. Because, yeah, oh, perfect. Because I feel like his is very, I don't know, like a lot. It's not a good quality, but you know what I mean? I feel like like Barack Obama, Joe Biden, whatever, but he has to write the whole thing out. I don't know. Am I just talking at my ass, or I feel like that's a lot.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. This next executive order.
RN Jesus? What is that? Is that another streamer that you've managed to piss off?
Is about protecting America from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Again, crisis at the border, but it goes beyond that and it implicates other executive powers as well.
Very important. I'm going to spin this up a little bit more because, I mean, he's just signing. We just want to hear what they are.
President Trump, if cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations, would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
And that was actually
Say it.
How will you make sure that Maduro will accept Venezuela?
Well, we're going to see on Venezuela. We're looking at
Oh, nice.
Venezuela very strongly. It's a country I know very well for a lot of reasons, and it's boy, it was a great country 20 years ago, and now it's a mess. Right?
Nice. And 169 said he makes sure it's bold and big. Plays into his ego, but I'm not mad about it. I agree. I think that is the way to go. So shout out to Funkmaster General
So
here. I
last
think
night-
this is going to be a little bit more relevant. The quartering and Hannah Claire with Melanie Mack talking about all this ish. And yeah, you saw this is what Fetterman wore to the damn inauguration. Like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, really? Even Tim Pool dressed up when he went to Mar-a-Lago. Come on, man. Oh, okay. I get it. Kinavana said this is just Shane Gillis filling in so Trump can golf. It would work. What if his signature isn't big enough? He needs the John Hancock treatment and make that bitch bigger. Got the biggest one anybody's ever seen. Biggest signature. My autograph. People love me. I only started watching it. Stopped to come here. Let's do it. Yeah, right. Like, or how about some fucking pants? Dude?
So last night, Trump pardoned J6ers, 1,500 of them.
Nice.
But so far, hardly any of them have been released. In fact,
That's not good. We just saw him say, as soon as he signed it, all right, get them immediately.
here you have some video last night where they're just like, nah, we're not releasing any more tonight.
I'm giving you literally all I got. But no more
Like, I hate full screen the video, man. What are we doing?
are going to be released tonight, okay? And
Maybe not
is
tomorrow.
a brand new day. We'll see what tomorrow brings, okay? I'll probably be here with you.
So they're just purposely dragging their feet. It's inevitable, but because they can, like, oh yeah, we got paperwork and this and that and blah 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 blah. Horrible people. Yeah, he said he's dressed as a caddy. Matthew King, welcome to the party. Said Fetterman is a damn vegetable. I'm surprised he found the inauguration. He's turned pretty based, but still a piece of broccoli. I mean, based or just not insane. I think we have to start being a little bit more gatekeepy about, like, okay, is that actually based? Or, like, we can give you credit for not being crazy, but that doesn't mean it's based. But I hear you. And he's definitely a vegetable. TV viewers said allegedly the U.S. Marshals are getting involved in the locations not releasing their prisoners. We will see. I really thought that would be done. That would be done. Like the guy said, yeah, exactly. Do not go to D.C. People just walking around are still in jail. Went through the whole presidency. And they're still there. He's not insane. He's just not based. The base left and the woke right. I mean, politics is crazy, baby. We are getting a little bit of that mix up of the clear distinction of the sides, which I think is a good thing, but is also another point at which, you know, all the time when we talk about what's going on, and especially if we cover something that takes place over like a month or so, and like there's a release or there's an update or something like that. So we'll cover something, and then a couple weeks later, we'll kind of cover something that's related to that you don't need to have seen that one, but you know what I mean? Like it builds on it. And I'll constantly say the reason that we're doing this is because the landscape is constantly changing. And so we need to be able to keep our eyes on what's going on, what's happening. What do you personally think of what's going on? What do other people think of what's going on? So you can understand not just the events as they happened, but what exactly is the right angle.
Okay?
Violation. You don't release that on the receipt.
Yep.
No, I was told no more tonight.
No more tonight.
No more tonight. Okay?
Why? Just do it.
That's weird. They're mad.
I missed that. Wait.
Why?
No more tonight.
No more tonight.
No more tonight.
Oh, they're just saying no more.
Okay.
Just because.
Just do
Huh,
it.
that's weird. They're mad.
Weird. Stephen Miller
Wait.
handed Trump that executive order. He said, like,
Take it.
well, okay. Trump was like, okay, then send this on its way because Stephen Miller had said this depends on how fast the departments of justice or the
Mhm.
Department of Corrections and everyone receives the orders. Like,
Right.
they could slow walk this if they want to. I'm not well versed enough to say like when someone is released from prison on this kind of scenario, like it's not. I don't know the statistic on like what the typical processing time is. Like,
Right.
does it normally take 12 hours? Does it normally take 24?
Yeah, I would say between 12 and 24, depending on who you are. They're gonna they have certain, depending on the jails and the system, they're gonna have certain times when they will release people. So like if you're gonna be released on the 11th, then everybody who's gonna be released on the 11th is gonna get gathered up around the same time. So that does take time. There's paperwork. There's the getting people their property and all that stuff. So it does take time. But that's exactly why they were like, all right, let's get this started right now. Get all of it done. TV said, either one of them is harm in the overring. Try that one again. Washington, D.C. equals Democrats coup. Sounds about right.
But I think it's just extra bitter and everyone's on guard.
So if the hair of one of them is harmed in the overnight, angry Trump is best Trump. Yeah, I mean, certainly not wishing any harm on any people. But if he just signed that executive order, he just or I don't know if that was specifically executive order, but if he just signed that pardon, and then something happens to one of these people between the time when they were pardoned and should have been released, not gonna be good. But I agree. Angry Trump is the best Trump. Funkmaster said they knew this was going to happen. They could have prepared. Well, if they wanted to help, they're probably prepared. They probably got everything ready to go because they don't want to deal with it. So they probably are prepared. But nobody knows they're prepared. Oh yeah, we're working on it. Like if you've ever been, if you've ever been like in a jail setting or arrested or whatever, there's cops who will just take pleasure in the fact that they know that they're going home and you're not. And so it's like, trying to be personable. Like, all right, I know I messed up here, but whatever, it's, we can just be like normal people. Oh, you see a lot of people out on this, we, just start talking bullshit. And then, talking about like, hey, so like, when we get to the jail, it's going to be like this, or it's going to be like that. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, oh, so like usually processing is going to take like a couple of, I don't know. It happens when it happens. And I mean, I get it because people are going to be very demanding about it, but they take a little bit extra pleasure in it. As the jails will not release anybody until the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. No reasonable person thought they would be immediately released without them receiving paperwork. I don't know if I agree. I think the talking point of the J6 pardons have been around for a long time. And Trump is at least, maybe if they don't know for sure, but it's not like this came out of nowhere. Definitely not like it came out of nowhere. You said we are finding the swamp is very deep, deeper than we would have thought.
Hard because the J6ers have been treated so badly.
Well, as somebody who's recently bailed somebody out, I can tell you it is not a fast process.
It could be, but it's not.
I think it took 12 plus hours, almost 24 hours to get from when I paid the money to when they actually got freed. And they said like, hey, we only release people at 2 times during the day.
Yeah, brasse. I love being right. Guys, really quick, if you are new here, I am Lutch. This is Morty, and I am Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of Common Sense. I'm usually live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So please hit that subscribe, come through and party. As you can see, I am very engaged with the chat. I love talking to y'all. And I would say that I am the most engaged with the chat of any YouTuber on the internet. Prove me wrong. Come on through and prove me right.
He only released people at 2 times during the day. So we don't just like release people throughout the day, which I actually get. You
Right.
can't just be constantly like opening the doors and dealing with people who are getting bailed out.
Oh wait, like Stick, Sex, and Hammer? That guy? Is that what we're saying? What did he get arrested for?
You do it in batches, that I get. But and Trump didn't even sign it till maybe 8 o'clock. So by the time they got the paperwork, by the time that but in my opinion, like they should have just worked overtime to get them out last
Right.
night. Like, and I don't know, do either of you know the exact number of people? So 1,500 people received pardons or commutations. I don't know the exact number of people that were actually in jail.
Yeah.
Does anybody know that?
I don't know that. Let's see if we can. Well, let's see if they know. If they know, I don't know.
In chat, or Hannah Claire, do you know? Because I mean, are we talking about getting fired?
What? For real? I hope you're joking. Bailing out for some domestic charges. Okay, all right. That makes a little more sense. King said my dad was a bail bondsman for here 28 years. Pretty cool, ain't it? I mean, it depends. Was he one of these guys who's like, I gotta take an extra 15% on top and not tell you after the fact? Or, maybe he was pretty good, cool guy about it.
Chat or Hannah Claire, do you know? Because I mean, are we talking about getting 500 people out?
Me too.
Or are we talking about getting 30 people out?
No, I think the number is closer to I used to cover this pretty intensely, and at one point I knew that there were 700 incarcerated people.
Oh, okay.
And it depends on the states, right? Like they're kind of everywhere. That number has some of that changes, like when people are released and put on house arrest. Or
That's what I was going to bring up. Obviously, we just watched the video of the guy with the ankle bracelets. So not. So she's saying 7 people incarcerated that are in the jail. So that's half. That's half of the people that had their that got the pardon, and they still can't do it. Want to vote, and a lot of them took plea deals for misdemeanors instead of absurd felony charges. And I mean, that is an unfortunate part of the justice system. I don't know, like that's such a big thing to tackle about, like, should we have? Because I mean, I plead out. I plead out on something when I got arrested, and that really helped me out. But I also don't necessarily like the notion of, if you are innocent, but if you say you're guilty of this thing that you didn't do, then we won't charge you for this thing that you also didn't do. You know what I mean? I don't love it, but it ain't perfect.
Or take plea deals or whatever. I don't know. It's not all like, it's not all 1,500, whatever. They're not all in prison. And I think you saw this on X last night. Like Lectern guy put up a status being like, I have gotten my call. Like I have been pardoned.
So yeah, maybe some of them were in a jail and spent time with an ankle monitor on house arrest, but they still are on probation or something.
But
probation is no fun.
Is several hundred people scattered throughout the U.S. So there's like people who are held in D.C., but I know Enrique Tarrio's mom was saying he was being processed for release in Louisiana. And I think that also creates some of the chaos, because it's not just like they're all in one jail and we could just batch walk them out, right?
Right.
Every single state's Department of Correction has to cooperate with the federal government on these pardons now.
Yeah, I think if you're that prisoner, when you're pardoned, you are now innocent.
Yes.
That's very different than bail, where you're still
very good point.
Potentially guilty. When you're pardoned, you're innocent.
Okay, but you're absolutely right. He's absolutely right about that. The question I'm saying is, the question I have is, because of that fact, should that affect the time that it takes to process somebody out? Because even though they were wrong, these people were still in the jail. So they still, like, whether or not they were being bailed out or being released, I think it would be the same process. Shout out to K-Ram. Welcome to the party. Said, you're awesome. No, you're awesome. Welcome. Very good to see you. Wanted Bo said a lot of them took plea. Oh wait, got that one already? Yeah. And exactly. Let's dive back in. Welcome to the party, K-Ram. And guys, if you have not already, please do hit that like button. And again, subscribe live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Innocent. And these people some of them have been in prison, federal prison, for years at this point. So, the fact that they have to stay even additional minute feels extra cruel. But I would suspect, I would hope that all of them are free by the end of the day today. Like the fact that
This
these people are dragging their feet to let them out. I'm not surprised.
So meaning, as of an hour ago, there was still people locked up.
I'm not surprised. They could just, they could have absolutely said, like, whatever, just set them free. We'll do the paperwork later.
You
Like,
would
they
think
could have
that
done that.
you would think that there was
I don't think it works like that. I mean, I agree that for something like this, if an exception like that could be made, then that is absolutely what should happen. But I mean, there's been instances where the wrong person's been released and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm completely, sympathetic to the people who've been locked up and now they are innocent. They have done nothing wrong and they still got to sit in the cell. But I was, you guys remember I was watching 60 Days In, where again, it's not just wanted foe. Thank you again, brother. But yeah, 60 Days In is not just like a documentary about going in the prisons. They have volunteer people who are innocent who go in to try to be undercover in the jail. And so the inmates don't know, the officers don't know. It's just like the warden and like one or two officers, and they gotta like work around it, and they act like they are doing a normal documentary, just like MSNBC lockup or whatever. But there's like a distress signal. So like sometimes it'll be like, put your hands like that, or, whatever it is. If you're, in an emergency situation, you need to be pulled out. But even in that situation, mainly because of the undercover nature, but they can't just go in and bring people out. The other prisoners will start noticing, like, why are you out? Why are they pulling you out and bringing you back? Like, what are you doing? Why do they want to talk to you so much? So there's that layer. And then again, when people would quit, like, nope, I'm out, I'm done, I can't handle this, they still had to go back in and wait to be released. So those people were volunteers and still had to wait a little bit. So
just set them free. We'll do the paperwork later.
You
Like,
would
they
think
could have
that
done that.
you would think that there was some sort of preparation ahead of time, that they would have said, okay, like whoever's higher ups working in this whole system would say, hey, there's a likely possibility that Trump's going to pardon all them like on day one. So let's make sure that we have enough people on staff and let's prepare for this possibility.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't see any reason to think that they weren't ready, or excuse me. There's no reason to think that they were ready and are purposely dragging their feet because they don't like the politics of it. Wouldn't be the first time.
But
Good
it
point.
just, it doesn't seem like that was the case.
Somebody in chat said, that a pardon includes an admission of guilt. No, it doesn't.
No, when?
As far as I know,
yeah, because
that's not true.
Wait. That is true. Right? We were just talking about how you can't have a preemptive pardon. They were charged with these crimes, and they're pardoned, but it's still an admission of guilt. Right? Does somebody have a specific answer on that? We can ask ChatGPT, but I think he's incorrect. Because again, why would you need a pardon if you didn't do anything wrong? It would just be the case that, a judge says, okay, for whatever reason, Donald Trump said you're free, so now you're free. Yeah, that's what I thought. Come on, Jeremy, you're not really on the ball here.
As far as I know,
because
that's not true.
Because
the pardon oh, go ahead.
Then look what just happened with with Biden pardoning Fauci, all them and stuff. And then it's like,
right, and exactly. So that's the issue. That the issue is, if you're saying you're being pardoned for what? For what is they were considered? The J6s were considered guilty based on the DOJ as of 2 days ago, and now they have been pardoned from that. It's not a not guilty. And especially when, we were talking about plea deals where people would go from battery to trespassing. They did do that. It's just the way they're being treated is not fair. Okay. There we go. There we go. We figured it out, guys.
Also, you're
Right. What are they
admitting
admitting they're guilty of? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I don't think they're admitting they're guilty, even though they are.
Yeah,
Well, exactly. They're like, yes, I'm guilty of this thing, but I don't deserve to be here.
I'm not a legal expert. but-
Clearly.
I know
Yeah.
some people say accepting the pardon is like saying, yes, I did the crime and now you have excused me from the crime. I don't know if that's always true, especially in this case when so many people feel as though it's fairly obvious they did not get fair trials in the first place. I mean, you can talk to a number of people.
Some didn't get any trial.
I always encourage people to look at what Brandon Strzok does because he talks pretty openly in a lot of interviews about.
Shout out again to Brandon Straka of the Walk Away campaign. And of course, I myself have done my own Walk Away video. So search, I don't remember what it is, but if you search Walk Away Atheist Bernie Bro, you'll find me.
About the fact that he was like, yeah, I took a plea, not because I actually thought I did anything wrong, but because it's very difficult to fight the federal government constantly for years and years and years.
The federal government has like something like a 90 whatever percent conviction rate because the feds don't go after you unless they know they gotcha. They gotcha. That's why Epstein was Epstein, whether he Epsteined himself or he, just somebody took him out the back door. That's also why Diddy ain't getting out of nothing. Matthew said they may not consider themselves guilty, but they will all say they were found guilty. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so even with the number of people who have been, taken plea deals and stuff like that, I don't know that it's as helpful as a statistic as like the federal death row inmate, commutation.
I will say,
I think it's the same thing. I think it's exactly the same thing. They're different crimes, obviously, but I think the process of the pardon is exactly the same.
I'm being corrected. I think the Supreme Court ruled that it was an admission of guilt, which is dumb. It shouldn't be because then that
no, but it absolutely should be. In this case, it may, again, as Matthew's saying, they might not consider themselves guilty, but bringing us all the way back to Fauci and the Biden crime family, there has to be a crime in order for you to be pardoned. So I guess if we're talking theoretically, if we wanted to have a way where not only were they out and they were free, but they were dismissed of all charges, that would be a way bigger thing. I am also not a legal expert, but expungement is probably the on the table for these people. I would well, maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, in terms of under the law, they were guilty of this crime, but they don't have to pay the consequences. Kingdom Honest said it does not erase the conviction, but gives the rights back. Bingo. Well said, sir. With a source there, Matthew Burdock versus the United States Supreme Court decision. Well, I guess we settled that.
Of guilt,
which
is dumb. It shouldn't.
That makes sense.
Be because then that doesn't mean that doesn't leave any room for wrongful prosecution. Then
Right.
that seems weird.
Right, but that's the payoff. Is that like you can't go and do anything like that, and you can't get your record expunged, but you're no longer sitting in jail.
I guess I'd have to get a legal expert on because I think that
we already got one. Oh. Our resident legal experts.
That doesn't seem right. Because what if somebody was wrongfully prosecuted? Then getting pardoned means you're accepting guilt. I don't.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Think that makes sense.
That absolutely makes sense. You don't need the pardon. Otherwise, just go to trial and get the not guilty verdict.
You'd have to see. But anyway, let's say it is even. Okay.
It is.
The fact that Melanie brings up a great point. Obviously.
What? This, well, I can't make her any bigger, but this chick is 40. She looks like she's 17. Maybe like 20, but damn.
Trump communicated that he was going to do it. He could have communicated this 2 months ago. They could have had all this ready, all the paperwork ready, and.
But I don't know that you would have gotten cooperation. Like,
no.
Even if Trump had been like, this is definitely happening, even if someone on his team leaked it to the Department of Corrections, I think the Department of Corrections would have been like, well, we're not going to change our system. And to be fair, like you were saying before, there are some aspects of it where like prisons are highly regulated. There's a lot of timing and like, a lot of stuff that goes on there.
And a lot of that is purely just for safety.
I could understand where maybe you're not just like able to wait for Trump. On the other hand, I think the delay is going to create more distrust of the system. And I think that's one of the reasons the only reason Trump pardoned the J6ers, which is hard for the mainstream media to understand. Like he did it because people felt like those trials weren't fair.
They weren't. Trump even brought that up last night. He's like, show me another place where you have like a near 100% conviction rate.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, did a single J6er win their case? I don't think so.
I mean, I think there was, actually, I don't know. That should be a quick Google. Did anyone charged with a crime related to the January 6th? I guess I don't want to call it insurrection, but insurrection. What was it? What were we even talking about? wait.
I don't think. Did a single J6er win their case? I don't think so.
Okay, win their case. Guilty findings by so pled guilty of the 129 others who went to trial. 87 were convicted of all charges. Two were acquitted of all charges, and 40 received mixed verdicts. So two people. Everybody else, right to jail. Sad. But not anymore. Okay, yeah. I mean, same thing. I mean, hey, 40 looking good. Yeah, we got two. Crazy. One fellow said probably the cop that shot the woman on J6 was charged with and got off. Yeah. I mean, yes, I think that would count, but I would be very surprised. Actually, not very surprised, slightly surprised if that was the case and they just kind of squished it into the AI answer. A quick Goog. I'm saying Goog instead of Google, or don't. I don't care. Okay.
Maybe one.
I think there's one. I'm trying to remember his name, but one of the big issues was like when that happened, I think the judge faced a lot of backlash, and it was like it's not the norm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, wait, really quick. We did this over on Mike's channel, but let's do it here and give a big dilly for Ross Ulbricht. Freedom at last. Dilly. That's a huge thing in the libertarian, like the libertarian sphere. So they're like for sure. So I know Dave Smith already has a podcast from either today or yesterday about Trump's first day. And I'm sure that's going to be the majority of it. He was saying in the last episode that I watched, it may not have been the most recent one before that, that like, yeah, as I was saying on Mike's show, that he was not really sure. And then in the last few, it was like the last few days, maybe like the last week, he was like, all right, these people, meaning Kamala and the Democrats, they have to lose. We cannot let them end up voting for Trump. But he was like, we'll see. He's not a Trump lover by any means. And delete him. He's like, ain't about to spill over. I don't know. We'll see. No, it's pretty not empty, but about halfway. All right, back in here.
Yeah, I think, and also it is worth pointing out, yesterday was a federal holiday, being MLK Day, so they may have had reduced staff. I suppose if I was sitting in federal prison and I got pardoned at 8:00 at night.
Oh yeah, you definitely ain't leaving that night.
And I knew I was going to get out the next morning. I'd be like, whatever, get me out of here. I don't really care.
You think that, but like, again, I haven't spent, the longest time I've spent locked up was 30 hours. But you think that they're like, oh, it's like, I've done however many years. I could just do. But that last few, whether it's days or, in this case, it would be hours, 12 to 24 hours, whatever it is, the longest stretch, or what it feels like, is going to be at that time.
There's a lot of people that got pardons that were not in jail or not in jail anymore. I don't know if Owen got one. I know.
Yeah, I saw Isabella.
Isabella got one.
Yep.
Lectern guy got one.
It's so wild that, like, we just know who these people are. Like, that's... there's something there about that. That was a half-baked thought. I'll come back to that.
Assume Owen did. I think the fact that, like, get them all up by today, okay? Like, don't drag your feet. I don't want to hear it. You had every excuse in the world. Okay, we got the paperwork late. There was MLK. Fine, all right. Get your rear end into work at 5:00 a.m. today and get them all up by noon. Like, there's no. The president ordered it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get off. Again, do I think these boots on the ground Capitol police officers are involved? No. Do I think that they could have done it? They could have.
Yeah, look at the homepage for what's live. Jesus, people are really loving that picture. That
been quicker about it, sure, but having extremely limited, although more experience than I should have ever wanted, and more experience probably than the average person. Even when you bail somebody out, you're talking about it could be a day or two before they even get out, which is bonkers.
Funk said I fell asleep. Did you do push-ups? No. We didn't meet the goal. And I mean, I'm very, very much appreciative of the donations, but the goal is the goal, baby. You gotta go by the goal. And sometimes I'll be like, all right, if we make, then I think I even said if we make it to 50, and we only made it to 49. So let's do that tonight. Let's see if we can get 25 more dollars, or how many of you are here? Yeah, 10 people here. If we can get 25 more dollars between all of you across any platform. I'm not on Rumble right now, but any of those, then I'll do 30 push-ups. $25 for 30 push-ups.
When you bail somebody out, you're talking about it could be a day or two before they even get out, which is bonkers. Because the way TV portrays bail, which is how most people, including myself, learned how this stuff works, is like, first of all, TV portrays bail as you are now not guilty of the crime. Like, usually be like, I paid your bail, and then they're out. They never address that. No, you have to go back. You're still, you still have to stay on trial.
Did anybody not know that? Just, I'm not meaning to whatever, but did anybody not really understand that bail is just you get out of jail, but you still have the court date? Just curious. What we got from y'all? Hey, we got it started. Shout out to Fuck. Or no, that's... Oh my God. Shout out to Fuckmaster General, but right now, shout out to Wanted Bo out sponsoring himself. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of it. Yeah, buddy. Thank you so very, very much, man. We are getting there. Thank you very, very much. And of course, out sponsoring yourself. Very much appreciated, sir.
And then they're out. They never address that. No, you have to go back. You're still, you still have to stay on trial. But I always thought you show up, you pay the bail, they let them out. That's not how it works. Nope. Especially in a big city like DC.
Yeah.
You have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, days even sometimes before they're going to get out.
Do you follow Nick Searcy at all on X?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's been putting up a lot of stuff.
Not only do I follow him, I kicked it with him on a movie set in Montana. No big deal.
Well, cool.
Cool. Well, I got a super chat from Funk Master General. Said he's got to head out. Thank you. But wait. You've got to see the fruits of your labor. The fruits of your labor. Look at it. Oh, he loves it. Thank you. And of course, that makes you the co-sponsor of the stream. Every little bit helps, guys. Thank you. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, my friend.
Follow him. I kicked it with him on a movie set in Montana. No big deal.
Well, cool. I met him before too. Just kidding. Well, I actually haven't.
Well, he was on the show. He was on Timcast.
Yeah, he's really cool. He has this beautiful quilted coat that his daughter made him. I digress. He's put up a couple stuff. I was just checking his feed because I know at one point last night he was like, somebody print me this part and I'm going to drive it to the prison in Kentucky where there are 3 people waiting. And I know he just shared a story of one of the guys who got released at like 11:59 last night. So there are a couple who are out. It's just slow. And I also wonder, if we'll be able to tell by the end of the week what states were really slow and what states were pretty quick.
That's an interesting point. But and as much as I disagree with the mental aspect of what Corey was saying about, well, if I knew I was getting pardoned, then I'd be like, oh, whatever. No, the fuck you wouldn't. But also, we can take a step back and it's like, all right, if in 3 days there's people still locked up, like, all right, we got an issue. But the wheels of justice, the wheels of politics do not move that quickly. We shouldn't even expect it, even when it's coming out of the president's mouth. Let's get this done now, tonight. That's just not how the government works.
Quick to release people. I'd be interested in that.
I think I could make a prediction. I think I might be able to.
All right, which state? Let's just for the sake of argument, let's say each state has at least one J6er that has been pardoned. What state is going to drag their feet the most? The last J6er in jail is going to be from what state? What do you think? Matthew King said, if people are still in tomorrow, it's a problem. Yes, agreed. Like by the end of tomorrow. Yeah, I think it should be done by tomorrow morning. If, tomorrow afternoon or evening, like, all right, whatever. But if it's not done by tomorrow night before, we go to bed, then no bueno. I think said DC. Okay. Dylan said Florida or Texas. Why do you say that? I would assume because we've got Abbott and DeSantis. What makes you say that? Nirvana said, if my family see my PayPal history, they would be confused. It's an endless line after line of YouTuber super chats to $1. Well, I very, very, very much appreciate every single one. Thank you.
Let's just say if you're in jail in California, you're probably going to wait a week before.
Yeah.
People.
Why? What about why? Because he said the same thing as you're saying now.
Also,
people ask about Biggs. Yes, Biggs did get pardoned. I don't know. I think he's out. He definitely did get his sentence commuted. He wasn't a pardon. He was a commutation. I remember that.
Yeah. And Trump said that he left the 6 commutations as like, we will continue to look into this, as if he might go back and pardon them.
Yeah. And what if I was saying Cali seems like the most obvious choice for a state that drags its feet the most. Newsom has proven himself completely inept and can blame the fires. But I mean, even like Kamala Harris herself, we know is guilty of doing, dragging her feet, keeping people locked up longer than they need to be. So yeah, I would think California and New York seem like the obvious choices. DC also seems like an obvious choice. Obviously not a state, but you know what I mean. But they said Florida as well. Well, Dylan, why Florida? I'm curious.
Yeah. And I think that's important for like getting them out of prison, right? If that was the big objective, then fair. I grant you some time to review the cases.
So Dylan said, could be Florida or Texas, and said largely because they're considered the Republican states, and therefore any salty, power-hungry, slick-back twink with an axe to grind could be wanting to prolong this a little longer. Fair enough. Definitely. I don't necessarily think that is the case, but if that is the case, then you're definitely going to be right. What if I said Minnesota too, potentially, if any of them are from such a miserable state. I mean, hey, every state has MAGA. I think King said California can't release anyone right now. They need firefighters. Coming up the night. Dilly, Matthew King, Mike, drop. Well done. Washington shadows the city, but yeah, that would definitely make a lot of sense as well. Dylan said, granted, Florida may not happen, but that's my feeling. Well, the fact that the two of you and the quartering both said that, I guess you guys see something I don't.
Yeah, and it's fine, especially if it was somebody that actually did participate in like aggressive behavior or something like that.
Right.
But I mean, you're talking about a lot of people who, have their Second Amendment suspended now because of this, and they want to get their rights back because they're convicted of a felony that now is erased. So now they can go,
But do you think it's ever really erased because of the internet? Like if you're any of
No,
these guys
but
and you're
you could
applying
still-
for jobs or something, like
Oh, yeah. You have to disclose it anyway when you apply for a job. But
even if it's part
You have to disclose it. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
pardon, like
Now, of course, if you get that background check, then they're gonna look. But I mean, especially if you're working in like retail, if you're working in especially food service, they ain't doing a background check.
it's not on the record anymore.
it says, have you ever been convicted?
Uh
Oh,
So
that's
I don't
right, yeah.
know. Now, if I'm applying for a job as a mechanic, I'm probably not I'm going to say let them find out for themselves.
Exactly.
If you're a J6er, they're going to find out because they're going to Google your name and they're going to find
Yeah.
out that you were arrested for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think, but I mean, at least they'll get their Second Amendment rights back, which by the way, again, I will remind people, it's total BS that people lose their Second Amendment right if they've been convicted of a felony.
Oh wow, she's like a face of the quartering now. I didn't realize it was like that. All right, well, really quick, if you guys enjoyed this shorter stream, usually we are doing longer streams, but share this with somebody. Let's bring in some new people. The holidays are over. We're getting back into the swing of back into the swing of things. Stuff is happening. Conversations are gonna be flowing, and this is where you want to be. And make sure that you know what the fuck is going on. And of course, we want to have more people. More people equals more fun. Dylan said, if leftoids went mask off when it came to red states getting natural disasters, then it's safe to amuse. It's safe to assume I'll try to keep it'll keep with tradition. Apparently the son that turned his dad in for being at J6 got some form of defense fluff piece. Loser. Of course he did. So if left mask over red states getting natural disaster, then it's safe to assume it'll try to keep with tradition. Agreed. So I mean, yeah, we definitely there's a lot of what I'm not quite sure yet, but there's a lot, and I am going to do my absolute best to cover all of the good stuff, and especially the fact that you can get your news in terms of the headlines and what's actually happening in the world. You can get that anywhere and everywhere. But breaking down the long form discussions of the people who are actually in power to either do things or influence people when they get together and have these discussions, it's so important to know about it, to understand what they're saying, to see how they behave in those situations, and how whatever they're talking about affects the landscape moving forward, so that when something else happens, then you are less likely to fall for the propaganda. All right. So, yeah, I mean, let's just, I was on before, I just figured, let's see what we got here. I think that is where I'm gonna call it. Guys, thank you so very, very much for hanging out. I really, really do appreciate you. Big shout out to Funkmaster General and our boy Unwanted Foe for sponsoring the stream. Very, very, very much appreciated. And here, we'll give Morty a freebie. Look at the size of that freebie. Guys, you know how much I love you. I love you. And if you're new, hit subscribe. Let's keep the love going. Guys, thank you so very much. Once again, that is Morty. And I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we are out of here. Peace.